What is up, guys? It is Cage here. Today I want to do a crypto coin analysis on Bitcoin Cash. I see there's a lot of interest in this coin, also when I was streaming. Today I'm here to make a technical analysis on it. Sketch out my trading plan for Bitcoin Cash and the possibilities of this coin. So let's get into the technicals. Let's start by drawing in our monthly structure. Well, we have this low and a high. We've made a lower high, and another lower low. So on the monthly time frame we were bearish, but what happened is we broke structure. On the higher time frame you would call this your change of character. When you're downtrending and you get a break towards the upside which confirms your uptrend, it's a change of character. So if we start following our monthly structure again with this high, this higher low, and another higher high. So this also means if you manage to keep this low, then expectation order flow on the monthly time frame would still be this higher low for another higher high. So let's start zooming in to see what's going on there. On the weekly time frame, when we draw in our structure, this was our last pullback before the expansion up. The structure right here doesn't count for me. That is because the two red candles don't follow each other up. We made the low of the first candle here and the other one is above it. If the wick was below there, it would have been valid, but it is not now. So this is not a valid pullback. Our weekly structure is this right here. So again, on the weekly time frame, the expectation order flow is still that higher low for another higher high. Well, we've made this big range. When we have a high and a low and you come back to the equilibrium, then our range is confirmed. And in this range, we've already deviated our low once. This could mean possible market makers are stepping in here to push the price up. So I also want to point out one scenario right now, because this could change into a liquidity schematic where this is an option to trade this. We grab all of the liquidity below this low once more, and then we'd start breaking structure towards the upside. That happens, then I'm interested in Bitcoin Cash. Let's look at the daily time frame and see what will have to happen on this local picture for in order to get that move up. On the daily time frame, from this low to this high, we've made a new low, which was also our range deviation, which is that possible market maker buy signal. So this would also mean everything that is happening between this high and this low, the expectancy of the daily time frame order flow is still that lower high for another lower low. But if we want that rotation towards the new lower low, we would need to break internal structure. And our daily internal structure is this low, a higher low for another higher high. So if we manage to keep this low right here, the price would still point up. And this is also a place where I would be interested if we started trending down and breaking structure locally towards the upside. I would be interested in this higher low for another higher high. So this is scenario 2 on Bitcoin Cash. On the local part, we're still really bearish. We had this pull towards the upside, which made us new lows. So even if this daily order flow has this higher low for another higher high and the expectancy is another higher high, if we cannot break this internal structure right here, we will never get that. To really switch bullish, we would have to gain this for more upside. And I would be interested in gaining that level and then playing that higher low for another higher high. On the lower time frame, we can clearly see we had a compression in our demand. This is the part that pushed price up, that caused us to break towards new highs. So that would be our demand. We were compressing in that demand zone. For me, there's only two ways to play compressions. That is, take out all the liquidity on the bottom to then get a reaction up, or the same on the highs. Take out all the highs and get a reaction towards the downside. This scenario could be the case right now. When we are consolidating, we can draw in our range. Well, this being our range low and this being our range high. We have a huge liquidity trail above, and also this is all just liquidity, which is more bullish than bearish. What I would have to see for me to get this interesting, we need that deviation back into the range. What can happen is something like this. You go back inside the range, build a little liquidity, test your latest supply, take out all of the liquidity, and then start trending towards the liquidity on the highs. What could also be the case is while you have this range, you can make a manipulation leg down here for then a expansion towards the upside. So basically there are a lot of scenarios that could happen here for potential upside on Bitcoin Cash. But the most important thing for this to all play through is we need that break of structure. So on the 3 hour, this is the last pull towards the upside before we broke down in the range. The first thing that needs to happen for in order to switch bullish is a break of that level. After we broke that level, we've made a higher high, and we can now expect a higher low, of course, on confirmation for another higher high. And then we could see rotation towards the other side of the liquidity. If we are building liquidity on the highs, the market is moving towards liquidity on the lows. If we have grabbed enough liquidity on the lows, then we can start moving towards the liquidity that we've all just built up. So those were my local scenarios on Bitcoin Cash for me to look for long trades. For short trades, we would have to trade up here, because this is our pool that caused us to make new lows. So this is also the place where you want to short, and you got this reaction from towards the downside. So price would have to stroll back up, fail to break this high, and then move down. So to get to conclusion on Bitcoin Cash, it is looking great, but there is still stuff that needs to happen for in order to really switch to that bullish side. But on the higher time frame, this looks okay. We just need to keep an eye on it and execute our plan that I've just sketched out. This was Bitcoin Cash. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cage is out.